Tell you what, one of the things you're not going to get upset about is the tune that's being played from behind here. The sound of that exhaust is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, that. Okay, here you are with us, talking about the Speedtwin 1200 from Triumph. This one is courtesy of New Plymouth Motorcycle Centre, who've given me the opportunity to have a ride. Absolutely beautiful bike. It wants to get moving. It wants to get a wriggle on and get moving around those twisty roads. But here it is. Triumph Speedtwin 1200 in all of its glory. It has got, let's just turn the dials on, you can have a quick look there. Here we go. Those dials are absolutely beautiful. You can see that there's a bit of information down here. Trip meter, gear indicator on the right. We've got our fuel. I'm sure you can rummage through. Let's have a look. We're in road. There's a sport version. There's a rain version as well. I'll try it in rain in a second and see if that changes the snatchiness of the low speed maneuvers. But the dual dials there, of course, having been replaced in the 2025 version by a single dial. And it's also offset. So, a bit controversial. Probably a cost cutting exercise there. But also alters the look in my mind, and it isn't quite as attractive as this version. This version, very, very good looking. Really like this paint scheme. Exhaust. Now, exhaust. For me, I like the 900's exhaust. It hasn't quite got the same look with the black tip at the end there. I prefer the 900 with its steel pipe all the way through. A better look in my mind. So we are, there's our first look. Beautiful bike.
Right.
So what year was that? 1950?
54, that one.
1954 Speedtwin.
Yeah, should never have sold it.
Oh, yeah, coulda, shoulda, woulda. That's the regrets, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, well, all around the country. Took it for a big tour.
Oh, yeah, Wongarate and Invercargill back here.
Oh.
Then I had a 62 Bonneville,
Yeah.
and that was a good bike, but it wasn't as good as the old Speed.
Right,
It just wasn't as smooth.
What size was the Bonnie?
650.
650 as well. Yeah.
They just vibrated you. You drive around your hands are doing this, but the 500 was smooth as silk.
Yeah, lovely.
The old Triumphs were designed by that guy in England. What was his name? I can't remember. But it was designed around a 500cc motor. And then when they went to 750,
Yep.
that was a piece of crap.
Yeah, oh no, awful, was it?
Oh, you'd start it up and leave it on the ground and it would walk across the floor. So it was so out of balance.
The whole thing was moving.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's a long time ago.
But hey, I've got a little bit of video of us having a chat. Are you okay if I use it?
Sure.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Sorry, my name's Ben, by the way. Kevin, lovely to meet you. Great talking. Hey, enjoy the walk. Okay, brilliant chat with Kevin there. Talking about his old bikes, his old Triumphs. That's the thing with these sorts of bikes, is they just attract people who've had great experiences with their own bikes, and they want to talk. They want to talk about these new modern versions that are absolutely fantastic. Put ourselves back into road mode. There is, of course, a sport mode. That's not going to help us through the middle of town, but Back into road mode. And something I've noticed on this one is the indicator to the right does not really seem to want to play the game. It might be my fat fingers, of course, but it doesn't seem too happy when you go to indicate right. I'm sure there'll be another opportunity to check that. Here we go. See, just to prove me a liar, that right turn, not a problem. So this is third gear, travelling along around 50 kilometres an hour, and that seemed quite comfortable. It's when you start to drop to 30 or below that it really starts to struggle. It wants to step up a little bit. Again, turning right. No issues with the indicator, proving that it is indeed my fat fingers. Seat height, I'm 6'1", 186. I don't know, is that 6'1", 6'1" and a bit? And the seat's so low, I've got a huge bend in my knees. Not a problem at all. The bend in the knee conversation really is about the seating position on the bike. And being a speed twin, you are in that more sporty position. As you ride, your knees are bent, but you can see for me, I've slipped forward a little bit on the seat, but you can see for me my knees are right forward, slightly above the tank pad here, but the tank pad is positioned well for me. The grips, all in all, a very smooth ride indeed in terms of suspension. The road's quite nice and new though as well, so the real test will come down the line when we get to that gnarly bit of road that's chewed up by the trucks. Don't mind me as I try to do a Zach Courts stopping test there. Not me. I have got nowhere near the skills of Zach in either YouTubing or stopping. So I will say, however, that was quite easy. Low centre of gravity. Manoeuvrability wise, very good handling. Slight lean forward onto the bars, only very slight. And as I said, the knees are in that sort of tucked up position. Second gear, doing 30. Not too happy. Would rather do 40, I think. A little bit jerky. Yeah, let's blame the bike. Let's blame the bike for that. That's not me at all. Yeah, so in terms of road and suspension, actually really great. The thing that it's not happy with is going over those bumps and being in third gear. Didn't like that at all. Chat for that little fella, waiting for his dad. As we shoot past Paratitu Rock. Someone's going to visit. Perhaps it's a climb. You can climb up the rock. I said the rock, it's the inside of a volcano, as I've said before. This is more like it. A few people are peeling off. So shout out to another YouTuber, Mr. Darcy and the Old Man, YouTubers, who'd taken the most recent Speed Twin out for a blast along with the Speedmaster. They were comparing those two bikes, and I think the consensus was that the Speedmaster was preferable for them and their style. Speed Twins they thought were a bit of a well, that's what it says on the tin, right? They're a bit of a speed demon. But another great opportunity to come and enjoy this beautiful view. Absolutely spoiled. Plenty in there, absolutely plenty. Just, I think they've said it before in YouTube channels, just talk for days. Then I'm in 5th there doing 80, and it's got plenty of, if you want to roll on, then you absolutely can. Now, having got up to speed, one thing I do notice in this helmet is the wind is being funneled straight up from here underneath my helmet. As I said, 186 centimeters, 6'1". See, again, turning right. I wonder if you noticed that on the video. I was going to wonder how this would cope with longer trips, but you just heard from Kevin before that absolutely fine. They're able to tour without a problem at all. And so far, as I've said, my knees are a little bent, but it's not an uncomfortable riding position at all. Wouldn't quite be the countryside, would it, without a tractor? Perfect timing though. Oh, he's turning by the looks of it. I was going to say perfect timing as there are passing lanes up ahead. No, he's off. Thank you very much. Question now is, did I speak too soon? I can feel a little pinch in my hip and feel like I want to stretch my leg out just a little. not a huge amount of space to do that. But plenty of room on the seat to move around, so there is that. I did say we'd go to Owakura, but with the lure of the Karaimaka up ahead of us with the twisties, I think it would be rude to not give it a go on this featuring. I love this part of the country, absolutely beautiful. The hills there, Kaitaki Ranges, mountain in the background, just lovely. The road there looks a little wet. It's not. There is plenty of traffic. Head down the road here. Watch out for the gravel. This is a beautiful road as we head down towards the sea. Yeah. Speed twin, all right. Another fabulous road here as it brings us down towards the sea. Great spot to come. Enjoy a bit of a picnic. A few surfers checking out the waves. A view back towards New Plymouth that way. Dog leg in the road just here. Don't think it's quite that bad. And of course opening up to the view of the mountain. My arms are slightly longer now after that. Turn left here and back to the main road. After that, excellent detour. to our twisty bits. And head back to New Plymouth. The road here looks really wet. It's not. I think it's just the tarmac. Turn down this way for the scenic route. Now I hope that little bit of riding just didn't blast your ears off. It was quite loud up in my helmet. As I said before, the wind seems to funnel up straight underneath my lid here. A little bit of wind noise, but of course I didn't quite intend to go that far, and so I didn't wear any earplugs. I was mainly thinking I'd go around town. But we had an opportunity, and carpe diem, as they say. We took it, looking at this beautiful view as we head back towards Paratitu. Here we go. Did we indicate then? I felt like I did. Was that the fat thumb issue again? So we lump along this bit of lumpy road. Again, good opportunity to talk about the suspension. And it's comfortable. It is comfortable. It's not an adventure bike, of course. But I can't say I've got any complaints about the lumps and bumps on the road. So today we stuck to road mode only. We didn't go into the sporty mode. Perhaps we should have given that a go. But for me, I've got to say, didn't really feel the need. The bike had plenty in road mode. It zipped around those corners really nicely. Well, nice enough for me and my poor skills. I didn't actually need an extra boost in power. So once again, a huge thanks to New Plymouth Motorcycle Centre for loaning this bike to me. I've had an absolute blast. If you did want to buy it, it's April 2025. And if you wanted to buy this bike, then give New Plymouth Motorcycle Centre a call. They'd be very happy to hear from you. All I can say is that I have thoroughly enjoyed riding it around. It's been a blast. Very easy to handle, very manoeuvrable, lots of fun to ride. We're getting some good exhaust tunes coming out now. Should we putter along behind this chap? Ooh, that was a dodgy move. Don't quite know how that car thought they could see past the truck there. I was about to complain about the speed that we're doing up in front here, but you know what? I'm not going to complain at all, because it's going to prolong my ride on the bike. And I've thoroughly enjoyed it today. It's been a really nice ride. And if you haven't ridden the Speed Twin versions, I can thoroughly recommend the 1200. Give it a go, find one. Take it for a spin. I don't think you'll regret it. Well, that's me. I'm going to sign off now. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you've had fun as we've ridden this Speed Twin 1200. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye for now.